The 18th chapter is the essence or the essence of the whole of Bhagavad Gita. ये आवाज़ थोड़ा ठीक कर लो हाँ. Sant Jnaneshwar Maharaj calls this chapter the Kalasha, just as a temple we have, and on top of the temple we have the Kalash. Similarly, the whole Bhagavad Gita is like a temple, and this 18th chapter is like the Kalasha of this temple. He also calls it Ekadhyayi Gita, Gita in one adhyay. So a good study of this chapter itself will be sufficient to make us understand the entire teaching of Bhagavad Gita. So the whole subject is presented in a very systematic way. It begins with Arjuna's question that what exactly is the meaning of the term sannyas and tyaga, because ultimately the ultimate sadhana or ultimate one thing does in the state of meditation is tyaga, renouncing the little sense of I, the little ego is dropped, and the moment it is dropped, one experiences or there is that state of enlightenment. So what exactly is the meaning of sannyas and tyaga? Lakshman, our Arjuna wants to know, and Bhagwan first he gives the opinion of other thinkers. And then he gives his own understanding of the whole thing. So he says, according to some, giving up of kamya karma, desire prompted activity is called tyaga. Tyaga means giving up, renunciation. Some say that giving up the attachment to the results of action is called tyaga. Some say that to give up all actions is called tyaga, or to give up actions which are defective, have inherent defects in them, to give up those actions is tyaga. But some say that yajna, dana, tapak karma should not be given up. And Bhagwan also says that yes, that is also my confirmed opinion, that yajna, dana, tapak karma should not be given up. But it should be performed, they should be performed with the attitude of detachment. Etanyapitu karmani sangam tektva falani cha. So yajna, dana, tapak karma is our kartavya karma, our responsibility, which has to be fulfilled with detachment towards the action itself and the results of action. It has to be, doing itself is our duty. The result will come according to whatever the laws of the world are, but doing itself is the duty. So one should focus one's attention on that doing rather than focusing attention on what I will get. So this is when a person follows this sincerely, becomes fit, seeker, and ultimately attains the state of enlightenment. Then Bhagwan says there are three types of this tyaga. So first he says that those who give up the duties out of ignorance and confusion, then that is called tamasic tyaga. And those who give up their duties out of fear of some sorrow and pain for their body and their mind, then that is called rajasic tyaga. So tamasic tyaga and rajasic tyaga are not spiritually beneficial, nor beneficial in any other way. So one should follow sattvic tyaga. And what is sattvic tyaga? Bhagwan now reveals in the 9th verse. So let us chant. Karyametteva yat karma Niyatam kriyate Arjuna. Sangam tyaktva phalam chaiva. Satyagas satviko matah. Karyamityeva yat karma. Niyatam kriyate Arjuna. Sangam tyaktva phalam chaiva. Satyagas satviko matah. Karyamityeva yat karma. Niyatam kriyate Arjuna. Hey Arjuna, Bhagavan says, one who performs their niyata karma. Niyat karma is yajna dana tapak karma. So this we should not forget. Our responsibilities, our duties. So those who fulfill their duties, niyata karma, keep on performing their duties, and with what attitude? Karyam iti, that it has to be done. It is obligatory. We are alive, we live in this world, we have certain responsibilities, and those have to be fulfilled. There is no, no choice. Choicelessly, one has to fulfill all one's responsibilities. Then what will happen? That one will, you can hear me clearly? इसको ठीक करो आवाज़ भैया, उस फीडबैक भी मिलना चाहिए. हाँ, शुरुआत में था ना वो ठीक था, अब बीच बीच में वो चेंज करते रहते हो. So karyamityeva yat karma niyatam kriyate Arjuna. Bhagavan says that niyat karma, yajna dana tapak karma, you perform as karyam, as we have to do. So when we perform fulfill our responsibilities, then what will happen? We reach a state of harmony. This we can understand by becoming aware of our body. In our body, there are so many different types of organs are there. I also don't know which is where. So many organs are there. And all of them, when they function in a perfect harmony, then the body also functions well. Each one of them, they have to fulfill their responsibilities well. The heart, the kidneys, the livers, and only 3 I know. And all the other organs which are there, when each one of them, they do their duties well, then the whole body functions in a most beautiful way. That is called a healthy body. Each organ, they have their different function. What the heart does, the liver doesn't do. The liver does what the kidney doesn't do. So each one of them, they have the different function. But when they fulfill their duties, just keep on doing what they have to do, then the entire organ, this body mechanism, it remains healthy. It remains in a perfect harmony. And when the body is in perfect harmony, when the body is perfectly healthy, then the body doesn't demand attention. This I have told before also, that when the body is perfectly healthy, it doesn't demand attention. When your body is not healthy, then it demands attention. When the stomach is some gadbad, then you suddenly become aware of the stomach. When there is some problem somewhere, we become aware of that organ. Otherwise, everything goes on smoothly and we are totally unaware of the functioning of the body. In the same way, when our mind, when our intellect, when our senses, all of them function in perfect harmony, fulfilling their responsibilities, then one becomes free of paying attention to them. They don't demand attention. And when our whole mechanism doesn't demand attention, then our 100% attention goes towards our own self. We become free from all distractions and we attain that state of enlightenment. And this one can do it or practice by fulfilling all our responsibilities in the perfect way, the most wonderful way. So as we keep on doing whatever we have to do towards our own body, our own family, our society and nation and the totality, then what happens? One becomes free of, they do not demand attention. And when they don't demand attention, that is called that is when the mind is said to be completely pure, free from all distraction. And in that state of quietude and silence of the mind and purity of the mind, one attains that one abides in one's own self. So all this happens just by bringing that attitude of karma yoga. That attitude of karma yoga itself is the sadhana. It is not how much of work we are doing and what type of work we are doing. It is our duty only. Whatever our different person duty might be different. One person's yajna may be different from another person's yajna. One person's dana will be different from the other person's dana. But if we bring that attitude of karma yoga, then that itself leads a person into the state of meditation. It's like you can say, as an example of an artist, a singer or a dancer, when they perform, in the beginning actually when a student is performing slowly and steadily, they practices and become aware of so many things, becomes aware of the audience also, whether they are observing, whether they are appreciating or not, then becomes aware of each and every step, aware of the rhythm, aware of the music, background, everything. But when that artist keeps on evolving and reaches the very height of his or her performance, then a moment comes when that artist forgets everything. The dance is happening, the music is going on, but there is no dancer. Dance is happening, but there is an experience of no dancer. There is an experience of absence of the doer. It happens just like that. It happens. So that is that perfect state of karma yoga then, that moment when actions seem to happen and there is no sense of doership at all. But this we can attain by slowly and steadily fulfilling our duties with the right type of attitude. It's very interesting. It itself is a sadhana. Therefore, in Bhagavad Gita, Bhagavan gives a lot of importance to this path of karma yoga. If it is understood well, then that alone will lead us to our final destination. It can be anything. It can be a simple action, just picking up a flower or whatever, offering it to the Lord. It can be a simple action. But that action, if it is attained or achieved or performed with perfect attitude of karma yoga, then that action itself will make us free from all actions. That action will lead us to that moment of silence and quietude of our mind, which will take us into that state of enlightenment or meditation. Therefore, this is very important. So, karyam itteva yat karma. So, our attention should not be on the result of action. Let us say a dancer is there and all the time the attention is who is watching and what they are doing and all, then the dance cannot be done properly. Or in Olympics also, if a person is about to dive into the water, somersault and this and that they do and they dive. Before that, their total concentration is there. Absolute, they come on that diving board and they remain absolutely steady. for few seconds they are absolutely still. In that stillness, at that moment, what do you think they are thinking? अरे इसके बाद डाइविंग के बाद I want to go and buy something, do some shopping, then I will go and watch that program, very important is coming. नहीं? Nothing. At that moment, the person's attention is completely in the present moment. And the whole attention is there, and that person just dives with that rhythm. In the same way, a person in that perfect state of, this is only a momentarily, then again he is non-karma yogi. But a karma yogi is one who remains in that state all the time. And when we reach that state, that is the state of meditation, which one can attain through karma yoga. So karyamitti, the attention is not on the result, but on the action itself. And finally, the attention goes away from the action. Action happens. See, just like our breathing. Do you breathe? No, you don't breathe. Breathing happens. Even when you are asleep, breathing goes on. It is a misunderstanding we have that we are breathing. Breathing happens. But we can also interfere with our breathing. We can do pranayam and all and interfere with our breathing. But if we don't interfere, breathing goes on and on and on, right from our birth till death. Whether we are happy, unhappy, whether we are awake or sleeping or dreaming, whether we are conscious, unconscious, the breathing goes on and on and on. It's a spontaneous, involuntary activity which goes on. But if you are told that, oh, become aware of your breathing or breathe in a particular way, suddenly that breathing becomes a little haphazard. It becomes uneven. When we become conscious, it goes out of tune. Or to take other example, like our walking. Every day we keep walking. But if you are told, please walk from there to there, we want to see how you walk. I tell you, it will be the most difficult walk of our life. These models and all the way they walk, and it's not very easy. I mean, I have not done, but I can imagine. But you don't imagine me walking. But I can imagine it can be very difficult. It is not very easy because it is very difficult not to become conscious of our walk. And it might take a long time for them to practice or to reach that state when they become totally free of being aware of their own